Everybody, hello. It's Deb LaFlamme from For the Love of Your Biz. I am so excited to be here. We have an exciting chat today with one of my favorite business people, Brandy Sales, brandysales.com. He is a video marketing expert. I know you have heard me speak of him before, and potentially you've seen him on Facebook Live or in pictures with me on my business page. We are actually in the process of designing our very own calendar of selfies. Brandy and I selfies. So those will be available for sale if you are interested. But I'm going to bring Brandy in now. I'm going to welcome him. Brandy, how are you? I've just brought you into the chat. I'm excited to have you. Yeah, I'm so happy that you're here, Brandy. You are someone who is amazing at sharing wisdom and insight for small business owners. We have worked together a long time, and I think we realized this week that we actually never worked together where we know each other from, which is really funny. But our relationship personally and professionally has grown a lot since I went off on my own and became my own business owner. And I think of you as one of my unofficial board members of For Love of Your Biz. And I know that you know how much I appreciate you and your support. So welcome. And I would love for you to tell us a little bit about you, Brandy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate that introduction, Deb. And I call you my business best friend because you are. You really are. And it's exciting to see you grow. And honestly, it's awesome to meet with you every month. And those calendars are going to be awesome.
They're going to be amazing.
A little bit about me. As far as video goes, I got into video when I was really young. I was 12 years old when I got really into video. And my sister brought home a video camera from college. And I was like, I looked at the camera. I was really young. I was 10 at the time, actually. When she brought home that camera, I was like, whoa, that is so cool. And I started making videos. 2 years later, when I was 12, I started taking courses at the local TV station. I caught on really quickly. The person in charge of that TV station was like, you should make a career out of this. And I said, okay. And that's what I did. I turned to my mom. We produced 100 television shows when I was in high school for the community of Burlington. We gave teenagers a voice. Because I was a teenager and I was like, hey, I need to express some stuff. So I created the TV show for the community so that teenagers in that community could have a voice. And that's really when I first discovered that video had some power behind it.
Right.
Building communities and sharing messages. From there, I've worked all over. I produced live television for a small TV studio in Cambridge for about 2 years, where it was live traffic reports. It's called Smart Roots Television. And I used to work at Burlington TV, where I ran the TV station on weekends while I was in college. I helped one of the world's largest real estate companies launch their internet video department at the turn of the century. So for everyone that's thinking about video, and if you haven't done any video, I can tell you you're about 17 years behind. That's when I posted my first video to the internet, was about 17 years ago. And so I can tell you I know a lot when it comes to putting video on the internet. I've also worked out in Hollywood, where I worked on reality TV. I've worked in corporate video. I worked in community TV, where I taught senior citizens how to make live television. And that was awesome. That's actually where Deb and I know each other from.
Right.
Outside of that, I've worked in college housing, and I've also owned a performing arts group where it was called the Bucket Band, and we traveled the country performing for audiences all over. So I've done some fun things, but video is where it all comes back to. No matter what industry I've worked in or what I've done, video has always been the base for me to build communities and build connections and build solid relationships.
Yeah, for sure. And I've seen those relationships, and I've seen what you've produced on the nonprofit side as well as the for-profit side. And so I'm getting texts from people that are saying they're missing the chat. Some people are saying they can view it on their phone, but not on their computer. I don't know about that, because I can see it on my computer.
Yeah, I have it on mine too.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna tell some folks to go ahead and refresh their screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So always technical difficulties, but usually we can figure it out. And there will be a replay, so that's fine. But Brandy, you pretty much anyone in business, right, knows that. Okay, good. People are seeing it. They're fine. Okay, great. Thanks everybody for letting us know.
Hi.
So you basically need to be living under a rock to not know that video is so hot. I mean, even just an average user on social media, going through their news feed, they are seeing that videos are occupying the news feed, and they are what is getting people's attention. And if you are using social media or any internet marketing right now, you know that giving people the opportunity to hear your voice, to see how you are when you're speaking, in your, as I call it, natural environment, right? For me, this is my natural environment. You've taught me pretty much everything that I know that I do well. I've learned from you. All the bad habits are my own, but everything I do well, I've learned from you. But if you basically, if you're in business and you want to reach more people, more of the right people, I know, and I coach my clients, that video marketing is where it's at. And we're going to go right into it because I know people are here to get answers. So, Brandy, first question I have for you is, why must video marketing, or why must video be a part of a marketing strategy? Tell us why.
Well, video, if you ever see me speak anywhere, one thing I will say is video is the glue to all marketing. Because it really brings everything together, and it creates a consistency of your brand. And it also creates a three-dimensional version of your brand. It's about as real as it's going to get without being face-to-face. And I think when you look at that aspect of video, you realize it comes down to three things. Video comes down to customer service, it comes down to marketing, and then sales is really what it comes down to. I mean, if you're looking at putting videos out there, they work for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I mean, I used to work in a marketing department for a major corporation, and we were always told we're the first to hire, first to fire. Any marketing people out there, you've heard that before.
Right.
First to hire, first to fire. Now, I know most of the folks in this group own their own businesses, and let me ask you something. Do you want to hire a marketing department for you? Probably, but you can't afford that. And video does that for you. They really are. If you have an army of videos out there working for you, they are working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that's a lot more than, an actual human being can do.
Right. So, and that's interesting because I'm someone who prides myself on helping small businesses with their marketing. And I think that this just enhances what I teach and what I offer, right? And I always, when I work with folks, I give them the tools that they need, but they would need to hire a team of people to get it all done, or they can learn from you, learn from me, learn from other people, and do it themselves. And you're right, it's the one way to be successful is to have all of these things in place. So that brings me to question 2, right? What are you have something else to add?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
I'm good.
No, I mean, I think at the end of the day, we know that you've got a market, right? Let me just take a step back because you made me think of something when you agreed, was when I go through the news feed, and we'll talk specifically about Facebook. When I go through the news feed, what gets me to stop and watch is the motion in the news feed. I mean, you are competing with a lot of noise. And I often say social media is a noisy place, and businesses and brands need to find where they belong and how to connect with their customers. And having you moving, pointing, showing, whatever it is, a tour, if you're in we'll use real estate as the example. If we're touring a home and people are going through their newsfeed and they actually see the camera turning and showing the visual of the space. Did you like that, how I turned?
That was pretty good.
You like that? Right?
Yeah.
if you can show that, you get people to stop. And if they stop, then they watch. And if they watch, then they click. And if they click, then they buy, right? And you're going to get into your thoughts on that. But let's move to the next question. What is the benefit of video marketing? So how can we get people to click and then purchase, or as you call it, which I love this program that you offer, the how you can get video to get people, the right people, right? Your customers, future, current, past, present. How can you get them, those people, to say yes to your brand?
Yeah, so my entire video marketing system is built on relationships. It's built on relationship marketing. And if you know anything about relationship marketing, you know that the top tier is getting to know people, the middle tier is getting to like people, and the bottom tier is trusting. And everything that my team and I do is within that model. We are literally looking for ways to build relationships with people. And honestly, this model has worked for corporations. This model has worked for nonprofits. This model has worked for business owners. And, for the nonprofits, this model helped raise $75 million in a 2-year time period, because it really came down to building relationships. And once you're able to build that relationship through video, like I said before, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can build relationships. Right. That's awesome. And, that's what makes sense about video. And for me, it's very systematic, because that's what I do. I build relationships really well, and that's what I pride myself in. So I just transferred all of that to my video marketing system.
Love it. And that's actually what I help people, what I help them do with marketing. And you can't just post, there has to be a strategy, right? We want to make sure that people are putting all of these pieces into place to strategically market their businesses better. And video is always at the top of my list. So I'm going to open it up for some questions. I just put up there that people can certainly put their questions right in the comments below, and we can answer them. But while we're waiting for people to do that, and certainly feel like you are absolutely welcome to post a question specifically about your business. I mean, that is what we're here for. That's why we're having this chat, is for you to get the most value from Brandy and my time together. But while we're waiting, I did get a couple of questions on our Facebook page. So let me start with the first one. Mm-hmm. What is the best way to get started? And the person who asked wants to know, should I do a giveaway? Should I do an informational session? Maybe a quick tip on video for someone who's not so keen on being on camera. What is a great way to get started?
That's an awesome question. And, I get that question a lot. Whenever I'm speaking to audiences, I talk about the 4 types of videos that I recommend for everyone to get started. Okay. The first type of video I recommend is some sort of get to know me video. Okay. And this is a video so that you can put yourself out there. And if you don't like to be in front of the camera, there's other ways to do it. There's absolutely other ways to put yourself out there without having to be in front of the camera. But folks have to know who you are.
Right.
You can't hide. You can't always hide.
I hope people are writing that down. So let's remind people, take notes with this. Yeah. What is the best way to get started? And Brandy's first tip is the get to know you video. And you can continue to talk about that. But I just want to make sure people are saying, let people get to know you through video. And tell us a little more about that.
Sure. So that get to know you video should be 90 seconds or less. I always recommend it being professionally shot and edited and even scripted. But let's say you want to do it on your own, just make sure it looks good, because that's the first thing that people are looking at. And you spent a lot of time building your brand. And
first impressions.
That's right. That's my honest opinion. If you spent a lot of time building your brand and you are deeply invested in your brand, then you need to put something out there that looks good, because it is the first impression.
Great.
After that, I recommend testimonial videos, getting some happy clients to do some testimonials for you. And the reason why I say that is because that's another way for people to get to know you and to learn to like you without you being on camera. Just saying. So if you don't like to be on camera, that's a great option for you not to be on camera and have folks still talk about what you do. And then the third type of video I always talk about is video blogs or vlogs. And this is information-based videos. And this is really to leverage yourself above your competition. I mean, it's a noisy world out there no matter what you do. And you probably gravitate to a certain community. You want to make sure that community stays with you. And you can do that with video, much like Deb does. And, and, you know, that brings me to that last piece is Facebook Live. I recommend Facebook Live to everyone. Everyone should be doing some sort of Facebook Live. And I know some folks are like, well, I don't like to be on camera. You don't have to be on camera to be on Facebook Live. There are so many things that you could be doing. And I see a lot of things that are super successful without anyone being on camera. So those are my four, like, you have to have those 4 types of videos working for your brand. We're way, way past the age of like one video, put it out there and it will work. I mean, there was a time, 2010, when I really started researching everything. You know, I saw that trend. Awesome. Back then, yes. Now, not even close. You need to have more than one video out there.
Right. And when people are reading about how to market online, Brandy, the first thing that people always say is content, content, content. Like, content is king, and engagement is what makes the content better. But you've got to have content. And you use me as the example for video. And the bottom line is the reason I choose to do a video blog or a vlog is because I prefer to speak. When I sit down to write, I overthink my words. And I oftentimes have been told that I write the way I speak, so I might as well just speak. But there are people that are amazing writers, and they should be using content for blogs. But you really get to know someone when they're in front of the camera or they're giving you a tour or showing you their product. And it really just enhances your brand to a level that I can't describe, except for the fact that it's working for people. So you should try it too.
Right.
I do have a couple questions, so I'm going to go ahead and we'll start with the first one. The first one is from Whitney. Thank you, Whitney. Actually, I see she has 2, so we'll show both of hers. But the first question she has is there a sweet spot in terms of length of video on Facebook, and what about Instagram? Now that Instagram doesn't have the limit, that's a really good question. They've kind of opened it up for you to be able to, to do that. So go ahead, Brandy, you're the expert.
Yeah, so you might hate my answer, but here's my answer for you. It's going to depend on your audience. So, you know, and also it depends on what you're doing with the video. So if you're making a Facebook ad, and that video is going to be 60 seconds or less. That's just what it is. And honestly, I'm going to recommend 30 seconds or less for a Facebook video ad. And you can go 60 seconds. Most likely people aren't going to make it that long. So I always recommend 30. And if you're doing like a Facebook Live, honestly, it really depends on what you're doing. I mean, I have a list of 10 Facebook Live ideas, and everything on that list, all the lengths would be different that I recommend. So for something like this, where Deb's doing an interview, 30 minutes is great. But maybe we need an hour because it's something that we need to get more in depth with. Now, if she has the audience that will sit for an hour, then yeah, let's rock it. Let's keep doing that. Right. You know, if you have an audience.
I do believe that. Yeah, I believe I'm going to step in because with the Facebook audience, you can actually gauge who's there. And, you know, if you schedule it ahead of time, if you let your fans and followers know that you're going to be there, usually they show up. And you can, I know I've planned to be on a Facebook Live for 10, 15 minutes just to share a thought. And it's turned into a 40-minute chat with my fans. And you know, that's the beauty of it, is that it's fluid and that it is an opportunity for you to put your voice out there and to have a conversation with your fans and followers. So I understand why they're asking these questions. And maybe they should talk with you and, you know, further about their brand. But the way I look at it is it does depend on the content. It depends on the platform. And certainly your audience, for sure. And those are I go back to my 5-day challenge of identifying who we're marketing to, what are we marketing, where are we marketing, how are we marketing, right? And why? Right. So if we can identify those things, we can answer these questions about video, content, blogging, marketing, all of the above. So yeah, that's great questions.
And I'll say, Deb, my video marketing system is very similar to what you just mentioned. Right. So it definitely makes sense. And as far as Instagram, short, 60 seconds or less. Everything's short.
Yeah, so I don't know if you can see, Brandy, but here's another question that Whitney had. Could you see, I don't know if you can see it in the chat, but how do you determine whether to use Facebook Live or pre-recorded video? That's actually a great question. Like when is it appropriate? Maybe you can answer that.
Yeah, so I feel like using pre-recorded video is part of a larger campaign. So let's say you have a new product coming out or you have a new service coming out. You create a marketing campaign, maybe with someone like Deb, and you figure out how video fits in there. And a lot of those videos would be pre-recorded. So let's say I wanted to make an opt-in video for a new service I was going to provide. Actually, I'll use my smartphone video school as a reference.
Good.
So I just released a smartphone video school. I'm not going to go live to do an opt-in video. I will pre-record that video to put onto the website for when people go to there. Or in my Facebook page, my business page, I'm going to pre-record the same video and put it there so that people recognize it when they go to that website. Now, as far as live, maybe I'm going to host a live chat and then I tell folks about the smartphone school at the end of it. Or maybe I'm going to do a setup of a smartphone video shoot, and I'm gonna broadcast that live, and then say if you want to learn more at the end, you can go to X, Y, and Z site. I think it really comes down to whatever type of campaign you're building, or again, how you're using it for your audience. And it really comes down to having the folks around you that can help you with those ideas to make sure you're doing it correctly.
Great. So before we head into the smartphone video school, which is why I know a lot of people are here today and why a lot of people are watching, Jess asked, is 90 seconds a fair amount of time for each of those 4 videos that you talked about? And I think you answered it earlier when you said less really is more, but I'll let you answer that question about the 90 seconds fair. Absolutely.
So for the Get to Know Me video, you're definitely looking at 90 seconds or less. The ones that I should say like the entry level Get to Know Me videos that we produce are 60 seconds or less. And the testimonial videos, definitely 90 seconds or less. And then your video blogs, again, that's going to be 90 seconds or less, ideally 1 minute. And then your Facebook Live, it's going to vary, again, depending on your audience and why you're going live.
Great. Great question, Jess. Thanks, Whitney, too. And for the questions we got before. I'm trying to be very conscious of the time because we only blocked 30 minutes. I can stay on a little bit longer if people want to, but I do want to introduce, I want you to give us the details of the smartphone video school. And I've been talking about this probably with clients in newsletters and on social media for probably 6 weeks, as just letting them know that it's happening. I am proud to say that I'm part of the smartphone video school.
You're kind of the star.
If you want to admit, I'm the talent, right? Which is funny, right? I'm the talent of your smartphone video school, at least for half of it. But I was honored to be a part of it. And what I loved about it most is how much I learned. I can't even tell you how much I learned and how much I'm learning because I'm still going through it. But I'm going to let you take it away because it's your baby and not mine. And I'm really proud of you. And I think I'll just say that I don't think there's an industry that would not or could not benefit from taking this program and learning from you. So with that said, tell us about the smartphone video school.
So yeah, with this smartphone video school, I think it's really important for you to know why I designed this school first. And a lot of that why came from the hundreds of clients that I work with now and the folks that I haven't had the opportunity to work with and just listening to what they're saying. The first thing really is I was looking at time. I work with a lot of folks who are moms, dads, sons. You know, they're normal people trying to have normal lives, and they don't have the time, and they don't have the time to put themselves out there. They don't have the time to go networking all the time. Like, they just don't have the time, and I get that because I'm that person too.
Me too. Me
right?
too. Yeah,
Right?
and I would tell you that you're right. Many of my clients are just like us.
Yeah, and then I work with folks who might not be able to spend the money on video, and some of the folks I really want to work with. Like, I wish I could make it happen, and I want to be realistic with you guys to tell you, you know, video can be expensive when you're working with a professional. And I'm going to be completely transparent with you right now so that you know what to expect. I mean, you can find videos for fairly inexpensive, but you get what you pay for. I mean, for a homepage video, you might be looking at $1,000 to get that done. I mean, our half day video packages are $1,500. Our full day video packages are $3,000. Again, I'm being transparent with you. To consult with me is $250 an hour. I just want to be very transparent that video can be expensive, but again, this is why I started the school because I kept seeing this over and over and over again. And then finally, what I really took a look at was a lot of my clients. They were going out there and they were just figuring out things on their own, and then they fail miserably. So about 9 months ago, I said, "All right, that's enough. I have clients who are failing, and I know people who are failing miserably, and I see it all the time. So I need to step up as an expert in the industry, and I need to make the mistakes and figure it out for you." And that's literally what I did. I spent approximately 6 months figuring everything out, testing equipment, making sure, you know, I spent a lot of money figuring out what was crap and what wasn't crap and what worked and what types of videos worked for people. And that's why I made the smartphone video school. And yeah, I'm super happy that Deb got the star in it. And she, even as a participant on set, she learned. And then now as a participant in the class, she's still learning. So in this course, it's a 6-part course. It's all online. It's self-guided. You get an equipment checklist. Again, that's me testing equipment for 6 months, and I boiled it down to a certain equipment list that I'll tell you right now, that equipment list is approximately $200 for everything you need to create videos. And then you get challenges with each lesson, and that's just to make sure that you're staying up to date and you're actually challenging yourself and learning.
I love that part.
It's fun, right?
No, I love that because I, as someone who has been a part of courses, you get delivered things, and it's so important to have the check-ins and to make sure that your students, I mean, you want everyone to succeed. So I love that. That's my favorite part so far of the course. Sorry. Keep going.
And the team of video professionals that give you support. So these are folks who are certified crew members of mine who have agreed to be part of this school to help anyone that's in the school, to help them make better video for their business. You also get access to our secret Facebook group, and then there's a monthly Q&A call with me. And let me tell you something about the Facebook group. Honestly, the team that's in there, they're there to help me when I'm traveling. They're there to help me if I'm sick, or, you know, if my kids are sick or something like that. They're there for that. Most of the time, you're getting me. If you're posting a question in the Facebook group, you're getting me. If you're sending an email, it's me. It's not an assistant. It's typically me getting back to you. And honestly, again, I made this school so that everyone could have an opportunity to make video. And I'm pretty sure everyone has a smartphone out there.
Right. So, Brandy, who is this video? Who would be ideal? Who is this for? Like, define for my members here. Who is the smartphone video school for?
So, industry-wise, everyone.
Right.
But really, it's for people who are ready to create videos. It's really people who want to work hard and figure it out. I mean, you're CEOs, you're business owners, you're entrepreneurs. You have that drive.
Right.
you'll probably get off this call and say, I can do it on my own. I'll figure it all out. Or you could just say, hey, this person's already figured it out for me. Those are the people that are really suited for this school. The people who want to work hard, the people who want to stop playing small, honestly, because video is going to help you play big, and it gets you out there really, really, really fast.
Yeah, there are other ways to do that, but I got to tell you, I've watched this and I've watched people go through it, and this is how you will get there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can try this and you can try that and you can try to network here and network there, but I know, and I could think of 10 specific people in the group who need to do this right now, because I know it will be a game changer for their business. I mean, stop playing small. Even if you're a small business, you don't have to act like a small business. You can act like a big boy. You can. You really can.
And again, that's why I created this school. I mean, I have clients who make $10,000 a year. I have clients that make hundreds of $1 millions a year, and some of those folks are in this school right now. So I can tell you, it's literally for everyone, and it will help everyone no matter where you're at. People who it's not for are people who want to hide. If you want to hide and not put what you're passionate about out into the universe, it really isn't for you. I can be honest with you. It's not going to work for you. People who are not self-driven, this is very difficult for those folks to complete. If you're not self-driven, I would recommend you not be part of the school.
Right.
If you're expecting a Hollywood production, definitely not for you. Not at all. And then finally, you know, if you're someone that doubts everything, I'm going to say probably not a good fit for you either, because there's a lot of noise out there surrounding smartphone video production or the smartphone accessories. And if you're doubting, like, this is the best light, this is that, it's not going to be a good experience for you, because you're going to use a ton of energy trying to figure out another way instead of just figuring out a way that's already been proven.
Right.
So that's really who it's for and who it's not for.
And actually, it's funny. Whitney just asked a question, if you don't mind. How many hours does it take for the typical student to complete the course?
That's awesome.
That's a great question. I know the answer because I'm going through it, but you go ahead and you answer.
So you do get the whole course all at once. And typically if you do it all at once, I would say you could do it in a day if you do it all at once. But let's say you don't have a full day to give and you want to do it broken up. It takes about an hour or less per lesson, depending on how much you want to apply yourself. I can tell you the longest video in the course is, I believe, 11 minutes and 52 seconds, something like that. It's not a very difficult course to get through. The part that's hard is the challenges. And I think Deb can attest to that. The challenges are the hardest part, but that's why we have the support system there.
Right, and that's where I'm learning the most, for sure. I mean, I can tell you from going through it, Whitney, or anybody else that's watching, they're broken up in lessons. The way Brandy designed the school was in lessons. So each lesson, you could block, 20 minutes to a half an hour a day and watch one lesson and be done in a week and do all your challenges. But the challenges is where I've learned the most, whether or not my setup is good. I mean, I don't know. I feel like my set right now is pretty awesome. I certainly didn't learn that by myself.
No,
I didn't. No. So, but I did learn, and actually, I don't know if anybody can tell, but I'm standing. And this is something that Brandy taught me too, because when he helped me evaluate my challenge videos, he said, when you are standing, it is all Deb all day long. My energy is good. My voice is good. My focus is clear. My shoulders are back. Like all of the things that I learned in the course, can't give it all away, but everything I learned in the course, it proved that me on video is best when I'm standing. And so that is why I'm standing. See, standing, not sitting. But great question, Whitney. And actually there is another question before you continue, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Jess, do you need the equipment before you take the class? Great question.
So I would recommend getting the equipment before. Let me take you through the lessons, actually.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, that's next, right?
So lesson 1 is all about the equipment and how to use it, how to set it up, why we chose each piece of equipment that we did. Lesson 2 is all about finding locations in your home or in your office, and it's how to set up a home studio with that equipment, and it's also how to set up a desktop studio. Lesson 3 is all about learning how to shoot. It's called Shots That Sell. And then lesson 4 is all about being confident on camera. So folks who are scared to be in front of the camera, this is actually an opportunity for you to do some exercises to help you gain confidence. And then we also brought in an expert from South Carolina to help us with taking the fear out of being on video. So that's all lesson 4. Lesson 5 is all about scripts. So I actually give you all the scripts for those 4 recommended videos that I told you about earlier. I give you the Get to Know Me script. I also give you an outline to a testimonial. I give you a worksheet and outline to video blogs. And then I give you 10 ideas for Facebook Lives. And I also do a follow-up webinar for folks in the class about specifically how to do Facebook live streams. On top of that, that Get to Know Me script, it gets approved by my Emmy Award-winning producer before you actually produce it. And that's what lesson 6 is all about. Right. You actually produce your own video step by step, and then you get it edited professionally by my team, right, which is actually an additional cost, but I'm just going to make it complimentary once I tell you about all the prices.
Right. And so overall, it's a 6-part course. It's a 6-part self-guided course. And in the first, to answer Jess's question, in the first lesson, you get to see Brandy walk through the equipment, show you what they are, the names, and then there's a download, a PDF that you print off that has everything that you need, right, to continue on. And if anybody uses Amazon, you can get everything in 2 days. So
I could tell you that equipment, yes, it's $200 extra, but I've had that equipment for over a year now, and it lasts.
Yeah.
I mean, I've made lots of videos with that equipment. I mean, the lighting right now is with that equipment.
My light was worth going through the course. The new light that I use when I do my videos is, you want to see my eyes. You want to see me smile, right? Mm-hmm. This is what that course is about. All right. So tell us what's next.
Sure. So I know you're all wondering about pricing. How much is this course? So, as a consultant, I actually designed this course for a corporation, something similar to this, and it cost them $5,000. I'll be completely transparent with you. It was $5,000 worth consultant fees. But I know that's not even reasonable for folks to do for a course. So this school is released at $597 or 3 payments of $247. However, like I said before, Deb is my business best friend. So anybody that's associated with Deb can use the coupon code SOCIALPOST.
Yep.
And you get $100 off the course. So it would be $497 for anyone that uses the coupon code SOCIALPOST.
Yep.
And that will expire in 1 week at 2 p.m. However, that does not work for the 3 pay option. It only works for the 1 pay. So that would be 1 pay, $497, and the 3 pay would remain the same. Now, like I said, with the bonuses, I already mentioned it. I am going to give you that final Get to Know Me video free. I'm going to have my team produce it for you. So that you have a video that's ready for you to use. So I'm giving you $100 off the price, and I'm also going to produce a video for you. And you know why I did that is because Jess asked about the equipment. There's your $200 for the equipment. So you're still spending the same, and you're getting everything. That's literally why I did that. Because I really want more people to have opportunity to make video because I know how powerful it can be. And really, if money is still an issue, I want to invite you to email me, brandy@brandysales.com, or Facebook message me and talk to me because video is way too powerful for you not to be using it.
I love it. So There's your emails there so people can reach out to you. I do think there is value in having a conversation with Brandy so you can learn how video can work for your business. But I have to tell you that I can see who's on, who's chatted and who hasn't. And I know the 148, 150 members of our Social Post group. I can't think of one of you that wouldn't benefit from this. And I'm not going to start listing the industries because I don't want to call you guys out. But Brandy and I have had long conversations of about the power of video. And if you are looking at any of your competitors, if they're doing video, I bet I know for a fact, first of all, if you're not doing video, you need to do it. But if your competitors are doing it, this is going to give you the competitive edge to produce. Go ahead.
I was going to say, like I said, I posted my first video online in 2000, and I worked in internet marketing with video since 2000, which I can tell you that means you're about 17 years behind if you're not using video. 17 years is a lot in the business world.
Right.
A lot.
So what I think we should wrap up with is a big thank you to Brandy for seeing that there's a need for those of us that are solopreneurs or entrepreneurs on the small business side, and giving us the tools that we need to play with the big boys. That's really right. Would you agree, Brandy, that it gives us what we need? I mean, I can't spend $2,000 to make videos. No. I'm going to do it myself. I am doing it myself. And Brandy will tell you, I was nervous.
Deb, did you post the link for them?
I did, yep.
All right, cool.
And I can post it again. I did it in the comments.
Cool. I don't see the comments on mine.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. So I did post the link. That is a special link that is only for our members. I did just post it again. You guys need to use the special code that Brandy is giving you, which is Social Post, all caps.
Yes.
To save $100. And he's giving you all, my peeps. He's giving my peeps that free produced
Get to know me video.
Get to know me video.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty awesome. Brandy, anything else? Anybody have any other questions? I love this. I love the power of video, and I love that you're giving us the tools to make this happen for our business. Anything else you want to add?
I don't. I mean, if anyone has any questions about the smartphone school or any questions about video, I can hang out for probably like 5 more minutes.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm open to answer anything else that might be on your mind.
I did put your email again on the screen, and you guys can find Brandy. I'll put his website in here too. While we're just wrapping up, I'll give you his. He's on Facebook, of course. Thank you.
Thanks, Deb.
Yeah. Hey, everybody can thank me, right? All right. So doesn't seem anybody have any other questions, comments. You now know where to find him. Brandy at brandysales.com. I'm going to thank you all. Thank you, Brandy, for your time today. We are 28 minutes over. Sorry, apologize. But I think it was very valuable. I learned a lot. I always learn a lot from you. And just think, if you guys go through the smartphone video school, you'll see me like in every lesson.
You'll see a lot of Deb. You see a lot of Deb.
So Whitney wants to know where she can see the Get to Know Me video that I made. Oh, it's in lesson
Number
5?
6.
Number 6.
Yeah. It hasn't been released yet.
Nope.
Next week it will be released.
Right. So the people that already bought into the smartphone video school, it was released weekly, each lesson, Whitney. That's a great question. Yeah. But we've decided that the smartphone video school is going to be released in all at one time so that you can access all the lessons one by one at your convenience rather than waiting a week. But for those of us that went through it, we went through it weekly, and we got lesson 5 and lesson 6 will come, but that's where my video is. You actually, Whitney, if you followed me at all, you've seen pictures of it. You've seen pictures of me dressed in black and white, and that was all behind the scenes. So I was nervous. I got to be honest. I mean, that's the thing is like you walked me through that. I mean, those lessons and exercises helped me get through my get to know me video. So you will see it in lesson 6.
Yeah, producing that school, like Deb literally went through in real time. We didn't rehearse anything. It was all in real time, and she learned very quickly how to start producing better videos for herself just from being part of the shoot.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you everybody for being here and your questions. Here's the thing. Don't wait. That $100 off is crazy good. Plus you get the get to know me video for free, produced by Brandy and his VIP crew. Do it. Promise me you'll do it. You got to do it. So take that link and that code, and you only have till April 14th to save that $100. So,
yep.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Brandy.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
End the broadcast now. Bye, everybody.
Bye.